with the advent of what has happened recently in the States regarding Charlie Clerk demise and lots of developments, what I've seen, and I'm sure we all have seen, is that how polarizing apparently the figure he is. And I'm sure after a week or so, and it seems things have sort of died down, you're going to see a lot of things coming out as to his thoughts, his writings, and let's talk about this regarding the development so far with Charlie Clerk. The recent killing of Charlie Clerk, I must say, has opened up what would say in the States is like it's like a gaping wound. What you're seeing is something which exists or existed, and it is coming alive and coming to fruition. Different views, different sides, the left, the right, the narratives, and the conspiracy theories and everything which is coming out. But I want to just sort of talk about the latest developments over there. And you know, they have caught this person, right? There's this person which they have caught now, and there is a Mr. Tyler Robinson. Tyler Robinson, which they have caught. And I'm not gonna play the video out, but there he is, Mr. Tyler Robinson. Uh, what I said, Tyler Robinson is a 22-year-old from Utah and is now in custody. Robinson reported confessed to the crime to a family member who then informed authorities. President Donald Trump confirmed the suspect arrest on Fox and Friends and said he believed with a high degree of certainty that they have the right person in custody. Trump also mentioned that someone close to the suspect turned him in. And as you can see, there were lots of different figures or different persons that was being paraded. They had arrested someone before, but they had to release him. And they saw this guy on the roof as well. But if I just go into Donald Trump and the discussion that he had with the persons at Fox.
With a high degree of certainty, we have him
Right
in
now.
custody.
Yeah, I'll just
In
play it.
custody. Everyone did a great job. We worked with the local police, the governor. Everybody did a great job. Getting somebody that you start off with absolutely nothing. And we started off with a clip that made him look like an ant that was almost useless. We just saw there was somebody up there. And so much work has been done over the last 2.5 days. It's amazing, actually, when you start off with that and then all of a sudden you get lucky or talent or whatever it is. But, I think we're in great shape.
Mr.
And
President,
he's in custody.
your suspicion was that he was radical left, and now you have more information. What can you share with us about his ideology?
Yeah, Lawrence, let me just, and by the way, Lawrence is doing a good job. What's going on
Fantastic
here?
job, yeah.
Mr.
I'll tell you what, I'm very proud of you.
Thank you, sir.
I said you were going to do well. I think that I don't want to go too far. I'd like to tell you some stories at how it happened, but essentially somebody that was very close to him turned him in. And that happens when you had some of those good shots. Somebody is going to say, whether it's a parent or whatever, I'd rather not say right now. They're going to announce it today, sometime later, probably talk about that. But somebody close to him turned him, they said, whoa. It's interesting where we had very good pictures, but not great, not perfect. And when you look at it, what happened is...
Okay. Well, what you can see right there now is that they have got the shooter and they believe this is the right person this time. The FBI and Utah authorities, when they release new footage and photos related to the suspect and have recovered the weapon, which they believe to have been used, which is a high-powered bolt-action rifle. Vice President J.D. Vance accompanied Kirk's body as it was flown back to Arizona. Kirk was fatally shot during the debate at Utah. And, just thinking about this and speaking to different persons, one has got to be even so careful as to if you come down on a side, whether you're going to come down on a side or not. because the word of empathy, which people are saying, oh, we should have empathy, then someone would put up a quote and say, well, Charlie Kirk didn't stand for empathy. When you say, be sad, well, they say, well, he didn't show sadness to many different things. They say he's a Christian, well, he didn't display Christian ethics or so, or Christian principles. So there's many things that is going to come out, and you realize that many people biases are very profound. I mean, there is even a lady, apparently she's a nurse or so, working in the health profession, and she said like what happened to him. She's you know in support of it, and of course everybody rounded up on her and actually reach out to her workplace to try to get her sacked. So we're talking about freedom of speech, freedom of expression. But freedom of speech and freedom of expression comes with a high level of responsibility. Wouldn't you agree? It would come with a high level of responsibility. And I believe this whole thing has now set in motion something. It has set in motion for, as always, America to look within themselves. Well, the world to look within themselves. Because some are saying, actually, Charlie Clerk is not an elected official, and the flags are flying at half mast. All the different children which have been shot up or so in the states, nothing has happened. So it is like it is breeding or inbreeding something, and it's like there's going to be some sort of implosion or so to a certain extent. Some are talking about wars. Some are saying that it is a situation whereby it's an outside figure. Now what they're going to do is to look at and to scrutinize this particular person, right? They're going to scrutinize this particular person. If I can show the video again, yeah, they're going to scrutinize him to see who he is, what he's about, who is behind him, if there's anybody behind him or so. I mean, Mr. Tim Robbins, and to try to put a picture. But one thing I will say is this: freedom of speech, freedom of expression, it should be tolerated. And the only thing I can say at this present moment in regards to Charlie Kirk is that he facilitated debate. And I believe that is something which is important: facilitating debate, facilitating discussion, and somehow for people to communicate and to have. And I believe what is going to happen is that there's going to be a rise in, or there's going to be a sort of more Charlie Clerks, if anything, coming out of the woodwork and trying to facilitate discussion as to how one should actually be living. Because you got the left, you got the right. People are very vocal. People are very angry, right? But hey, who is gonna win? We don't want the gunman to win. And now the big debate about what should I say? There's a big debate now which is going to be talking about gun control. That is something that is going to be happening again. But I'm going to try to keep a presence on this topic. I put out something about people gloating over it on TikTok. I don't know what that news is. But anyway, that's just my views for now, on my podcast. But ladies and gentlemen, please like and subscribe, and let me hear your views in regards to Charlie Clerk and the developments which is happening in the United States of America. Okay, thank you very much. Good night. Bye bye.